The prosperous kingdom of Oaklandia is led by supreme leader Pojemski, a former NBA benchwarmer turned economic mastermind. Once hailed for elevating the markets with his unorthodox fiscal footwork, he now faces his greatest challenge. A dire message arrives: Oaklandia's economy is spiraling into recession. Pessimism spreads, consumer spending drops. The kingdom teeters on the edge of stagnation.
By the broken scales of balance, what madness has befallen our kingdom? These trends, these numbers, they defy harmony! This is a breach of the sacred equilibrium! Speaker Kevon, steward of the House of Council, we must realign the axes and get Oaklandia back to its golden mean. Quickly, before chaos calcifies!
Yes, sir, right away.
What we're witnessing here is a full-scale economic contraction. With pessimism spreading like wildfire among Oaklandia's citizens, consumer expenditures are plummeting. This means aggregate demand is shifting leftwards. As you can see, equilibrium output now lies below the long-run aggregate supply. This signals that Oaklandia is operating below full employment. A recessionary gap has formed. The price level and RGDP have dropped, pulling the kingdom away from its full potential.
Kevon and the Congress of Oaklandia heed the Chancellor's call. In a flurry of parchment and proclamation, they pass a historic decree to increase government spending and decrease taxes. Stimulus to awaken the slumbering beast of demand.
In response to the Supreme Leader's rallying cry, Oaklandia's leaders have enacted discretionary expansionary fiscal policy by increasing government spending and decreasing taxes. Lowering taxes places more coin in the hands of the citizens, reviving their will to spend. And because consumers tend to spend a large portion of each additional dollar, this leads to a magnified increase in aggregate demand thanks to the power of the multiplier effect. After all, the formula tells us that 1 over MPS is greater than negative MPC over MPS, meaning that spending carries further than tax cuts alone. Meanwhile, direct government expenditures immediately push aggregate demand outwards, fueling commerce, employment, production. And together, these actions begin to pull the economy out of its slump, narrowing the output gap and restoring growth to the realm of Oaklandia.
Now, with the discretionary fiscal policy in full swing, taxes are lowered and the citizens of Oaklandia begin to open their coffers once more. Confidence blooms, spending surges.
Attention! I want 1 million espressos.
Yes, sir, right away. Attention all baristas. We need all hands behind counter immediately.
Hey, looky here. Thanks to the boost in aggregate demand fueled by the increase of consumer spending, real GDP rises. With businesses booming, there's greater demand for labor. As a result, unemployment begins to fall, particularly cyclical unemployment shrinks towards zero. In simpler terms, Oaklandia is working again.
Spending returns to the streets of Oaklandia. The unemployed rush to contribute to the economy.
We need all hands behind counter immediately.
Workers!
Hey!
Yeah, as spending increases, businesses expand and more workers are needed. This surge in demand leads to more hiring and a falling unemployment rate, bringing the previously jobless back into the workforce. Oaklandia's recovery is in full force. However, such discretionary fiscal policies drive the government budget through the roof. An increased budget deficit means an impending future contractionary policy that will allow the government budget to approach stability once AD has met its long-run aggregate supply.
Next, Pojemski continues his government spending expansion in ways far from peaceful, with tensions rising across the border from the mysterious land of Naiks. Whispers of invasion ride the wind.
Kevon, I will not let these stinking Naiks enter our country. Raise the shields, increase the defense spending. The treasury shall pay for our protection. No expense spared.
Consider it done.
With the stroke of a pen and the toss of a coin, Kevon Looneytunes delivers $5 mighty into the calloused hands of an anti-peace engineer who is ready to forge.
You see that? As government spending continues, it fuels a further increase in aggregate demand. This surge in demand pushes the AD curve rightwards, realigning it with the long-run aggregate supply. In this economy, once below potential, has now returned back to full employment output and the recessionary gap has closed. Oaklandia is back on stable ground.
Now, with production surging, confidence restored, and workers returning to their posts, the natural rate of unemployment is achieved. No longer plagued by cyclical joblessness, the kingdom stabilizes. The sacred balance of growth and order has been restored. Oaklandia can finally thrive and live happily ever after. The end.